Hey, what's up everyone? Laura here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'll be reviewing the GMAT prep course from Target Test Prep. I'll cover how the Target Test Prep course is structured, what the lessons are like, pricing, and of course what I like and don't like. So if you keep an open mind and stick with me till the end, this video should be all you need to figure out whether Target Test Prep is the right fit for you. So if you're ready, let's get right to it. Before we zoom in, I just want to mention up front here that since I'll be running through this review rather quickly and focusing on the major highlights and lowlights, if you find you need more detail at any point, you can always check for our full detailed written review on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight Target Test Prep GMAT review. All right, so let's kick this review off by breaking down how the TTP course is structured and what the lessons look like. I'm going to run through this in about 90 seconds, and hopefully it provides some context for my thoughts. So from a high level, Target Test Prep structures their course into missions, which are effectively just learning modules. Each of these missions covers a specific topic tested on the GMAT and is generally built around 4 components: a quiz, a lesson, a chapter test, and an answer review session. It all starts with a quick review quiz to test the subject matter from your previous module and leans on the concept of spaced repetition to make sure you're retaining material as you move through the course. Then you move into the mission's lesson chapters. This is basically the meat of your learning. Each lesson chapter is built around a series of short passages that are filled with notes, example problems, videos, and occasionally illustrations. You'll read a little on the topic, see how things play out with a sample problem, work a couple example problems yourself, and watch some quick videos that demonstrate how to solve for different question types. Then the third component is a chapter test, which is essentially a quiz to test the material you just learned. These are offered with varying levels of difficulty, including easy, medium, and hard, so you can challenge yourself or pull back and take things slow if it's difficult. And finally, the last piece of the puzzle is to review your answers from the chapter test to learn from your mistakes. And that's generally it for the core lessons and structure. This is the program you'll follow day in and day out as you study. Now, it is worth noting that wrapped around this program, you do also get access to a Q bank with a few thousand practice problems. So you can always quiz yourself and hammer practice sets as you feel necessary, but that's optional. And Target Test Prep does toss in a few cool extras like email support, performance reports, and a personalized study schedule. But these are really more just bonus features. And that's the TTP program in a nutshell. All right, so before we dive deep into my thoughts, let's quickly cover TTP's pricing and course options. This will help provide some more context. So in total, Target Test Prep offers 3 self-study packages and 2 on-demand fully loaded packages. For the self-study options, the package is priced between $299 and $1,100 a month and gives you full access to all of Target Test Prep's content. The 6-month package delivers the most bang for your buck at $1,099. The 2 on-demand packages are a heftier cost starting at $1,599, but include a bonus of 40 hours of live online instruction, plus 400 hours of live masterclass video lessons. And yes, all packages come with a 5-day free trial, so you can test them out before you finally commit. But what I will say here is that you'll almost never pay full price. TTP is almost always running promotions, so be sure to snag a coupon code before buying. In my experience, you can usually knock a few bucks off the packages. In fact, I'll do my best to keep the description down below the video screen updated with the most current discount codes out there. So make sure to check that out and save yourself some money if it ends up being the right fit. All right, so now that we've covered pricing and what the TTP lessons and program are all about, let's get into the juicy part, what I like and don't like about TTP after thoroughly testing the program. So let's start with the things I really like. At number 1, I love Target Test Prep's practice material. Their practice problems are highly realistic. They're a very close match for the difficulty, length, and content of real GMAT exam problems. Plus, they all come with some really good video and text solutions. The fact that you get problem explanations in both formats is pretty cool, and I found the video breakdowns to be especially helpful. This will be an important point for all you visual learners out there. All right, at number 2, I like the overall structure of TTP's course, particularly the way they break down their GMAT lessons in these highly digestible little chunks. Each of these learning modules feel very manageable from a content perspective and strike a good balance of hard content review and practice. Each one goes by pretty quickly, and I do think the structure of each module increases comprehension and retention. All right, my third pro is that Target Test Prep is an awesome value. Assuming you can catch a sale, again, check below for current codes. At $299 for the monthly package or starting at $1,599 all in for the longer packages with a ton of features, you get on-demand masterclasses and up to 40 hours of live online classes for 6 months straight. They provide a ton of bang for your buck. TTP comes in at roughly half the cost of mega providers like Manhattan Prep and Princeton Review and Kaplan, so they're a killer bargain. All right, so that covers my pros. Now let's turn the tables and talk about the things I don't really like about TTP. But before I get to that, I should mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we give away a free prep course to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter, everyone's eligible. I'll put all the info down in the description below. It will take you no more than 10 seconds, and hey, you never know, you could win a free Target Test Prep course. All right, so first up at number 1, I would like to see more hard content review in the form of video lessons. Target Test Prep lets their written lessons do most of the teaching while leveraging video for problem breakdowns. It's not a bad setup, but I do think some longer videos covering content review would be rather helpful. Also, I'd like to see the Target Test Prep instructors on screen. They're clearly gurus and do an awesome job breaking down problems and giving you solid test-taking strategies, but you never get to see them. So the delivery format is all right, but I'd like to get some more on-screen engagement with the instructors. All right, at number 2, I'm a little bummed there's no hard copy books with this package. The lessons that form the backbone of this course revolve around digital chapters that, if put together, make a decent ebook of sorts, but it's not the same as having a physical study book where you can circle key points, underline things, and make notes in the margins. So that's kind of a bummer. There are no live classes with TTP either, so for students needing structure and accountability in their studies through live regular classes, for example, you're not going to get that here. And last up at number 3, Target Test Prep doesn't offer a whole lot in the way of extras. They give you email support, an equation guide for the quant section, and a reference book on idioms for verbal, but that's about it. Recently, they've got AI integrated to make GMAT study seamless. Kudos. But beyond these couple of resources, there's no live office hours or other cool bonuses that you get with some other GMAT providers. But then again, you can't really expect them to at this value price point. Okay, that about does it for this review. So let's get to the final verdict. Should you use Target Test Prep for your GMAT prep? Well, personally, I think TTP is a solid option between their realistic practice work, awesome video breakdowns of those problems, smart performance reports, strong digital lessons in digestible chunks, and killer price point. There's a lot to like here. I do have some bones with this package, like the lack of video lessons for hard content review and the fact there's no hard copy prep books, but by and large, I think TTP is a smart and effective GMAT prep package. Our team gives them very, very high marks, especially compared to similarly styled courses. And for people looking for an effective self-paced online course, we really like TTP. And that's all I've got for you today. So please make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Check out the rest of our YouTube channel for more reviews and comparisons. Bye for now.